You're getting this lovely Kuan Yin and crystal this morning because I am definitely not camera appropriate. Feeling a bit gut punch from that Mercury conjuncting Pluto with the new moon over the Aquarian line. Yeah, it's a lot, folks. We're definitely experiencing a lot of energetic stuff. But that said, I needed to get on here and let you guys know some of the things that I see shifting and occurring and just doing my metaphysical reporting. So this is what I can tell you that happened for me last night and what I picked up psychically and what I see coming over the next couple of weeks. Last night, as I was beginning to fall asleep, all of a sudden the energy wires it went berserk. And spirit team got all chatty Cathy. I was wide awake, and the next thing I knew, spirit world threw open the astral plane. They showed me some of the stuff going on. And from what I can tell you, I was able to see that they, quote unquote, they read between the lines on who they are, including the 8-headed monster. They, beings behind the scene, went from one of their most ultimate power grabs last night. And in doing so, they implicated themselves. And I somewhat mentioned that in one of my recent videos, that what I could tell was that we were going to go through the deepest, darkest end of the challenging pool, because it had to be the place of them pulling some of the crappiest stuff that they ended up self-implicating themselves. And from what I can tell from spirit world, that happened last night. Okay, so then what does that mean for us moving forward? Well, I do believe we're in for a couple of more challenging days of the whole psychological warfare, the rope-a-dope thing. So it is still a good idea to stay away from the window, not look at the Ark of the Covenant Banshees box opened up with all of that stuff pouring out. Like, stay tuned a little bit, but distance yourself from it. Then over the weekend, and this is, I strongly remember talking about how by the time we got to February, we would begin to walk on solid ground. And I have been reading the calendar and looking at the calendar, and it's like, oh my God, February the 2nd, we begin to walk on solid ground. Astrologically, energetically, it's solid ground, but B, a turning point, because if in the sequence of things, the final piece of the puzzle, and I believe what happened last night, I mean, spirit team has been telling me this morning, it's like pieces of the puzzle falling into place, action can be taken now. I do believe we're going to begin to see movement and action that is actually in the public plane. Now, as I'm saying that, what I can hear spirit team saying to me is, there's going to be a lot of high drama this week. There may very well be a shit show. Like when the contest was going off, spirit team had kept showing me a lot of sewer geysers, basically. I think that's what we're going to begin to see next week. We're not out of the woods, but we are at that epic pinhead of a turning point, and we need to hang in here. Now, here's the good news on the tail end of this. I have been paging through and panning through energetically the month of February, and I can begin to pick up on the blue lotus energy right around the middle of the month. So either that is talk of bringing her back into the fold, or that is actually action. But by February the 20th, like, I just keep coming back to February the 20th as a solid landing spot. So we're either going to see her talked about as our next person installed in a very high level chair during the month of February, or that action will begin to take place. But I don't want any of you getting ahead of yourselves on that. I just want you to know that right now is the field of play that I see going on at this point. Right now, we need to continue to self-care, distance, stay a little bit informed, but having a psychological bandwidth away from some of this stuff. So that's what I've got for now. When I've got more information and I can be in front of the camera with a little bit more coherence, I will do that. Be safe out there. Do the best you can with what you've got to work with. And I will be coming back and seeing you in the next video.